This audio lecture is for visually impaired student on the topic electronic spectroscopy. In this branch of spectroscopic, information about the molecule under investigation are obtained from the various types of electronic transitions taking place. Depending on the types of electron present, i.e. bonding sigma psi electrons and non-bonding n electrons, different types of electronic transitions occur. The term electronic spectroscopy is used for the study of transitions between different electronic states which lie in visible and ultraviolet region of electromagnetic spectrum. Electronic transitions are also accompanied by vibrational and rotational energy changes. The rotational energy changes produce rotational fine structure, while the vibrational energy changes produces vibrational coarse structure in electronic spectra. Again, in cases of the molecules containing more than one type of electrons, several transitions may occur, resulting in the formation of several bands. Electronic transitions. When a molecule absorbs ultraviolet or visible light, its electrons get promoted from ground state to higher excited state. During excitation, an electron gets excited from a bonding to an anti-bonding orbital. Possible electronic transitions of bonding sigma and pi electrons and non-bonding n electrons to anti-bonding pi sigma star and pi star orbitals are: first, sigma to sigma star transitions. In this type of transitions, a bonding sigma electron is excited to an anti-bonding sigma star. As the sigma bonds are very strong, so this process requires very high energy. This type of transitions requires radiation of very short wavelength. For example, saturated hydrocarbons like methane, which has carbon single bond hydrogen bonds and can only undergo sigma to sigma star transitions, shows as absorbance maxima at 125 nanometer. Absorption maxima due to sigma star transitions are not seen in typical UV visible spectra of wavelength 200 to 700 nanometer. Second, non-bonding to sigma star transitions. In this type of transitions, a non-bonding n electron is excited to an anti-bonding sigma star orbital. These transitions usually need lesser energy than sigma to sigma star transitions. They can be initiated by light whose wavelength lies in the range 150 to 250 nanometer. For example, saturated compounds containing atom with non-bonding electrons, i.e. lone pairs, are capable of showing non-bonding to sigma star transitions. Organic compounds undergoing this type of transitions are halides, alcohols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, amines, etc. The absorption maxima of such transitions depend on the electronegativity of the atoms containing the lone pair of electrons. If we observe the absorption maxima of CH3Cl and CH3I, it can be seen that the absorption maxima of CH3Cl is around 174 nanometer, while the absorption maxima of CH3I is around 260 nanometer. This is because chloride, being more electronegative than iodine, it takes higher energy, lower wavelength for exciting the non-bonding electrons. The molar extinction coefficient for the molecule is found to be higher in which non-bonding to sigma star transitions takes place readily. Thus, out of CH3Cl and CH3I will have higher molar extinction coefficient. Similarly, amines absorb at higher wavelength in comparison to alcohol, as oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. Hence, higher molar extinction coefficient of amines are higher than alcohols. Third, pi to pi star transitions. In this type of transitions, pi electrons are excited to anti-bonding pi star orbitals. These transitions require lesser energy than non-bonding to sigma star transitions, and hence radiation of longer wavelength can also initiate such transitions. For example, molecules containing pi electron unsaturated centers, i.e. double or triple bonds, and also aromatic rings shows pi to pi star transitions. Organic compounds undergoing this type of transitions are alkenes, alkynes, aldehydes, ketones, cyanides, azo compounds, etc. The introduction of alkyl group to the unsaturated centers increases the wavelength of absorption by 3 to 5 nanometer per alkyl group. Fourth, non-bonding to pi star transitions. In this type of transitions, non-bonding N electrons are excited to anti-bonding pi star orbital. This type of transitions require least amount of energy out of all the electronic transitions. For example, the compounds which involves non-bonding N electrons and pi electrons shows both pi to pi star and N to pi star transitions. Compounds undergoing this type of transitions are carbonyl compounds, nitriles, carbon double bond sulfur, nitrogen double bond nitrogen, etc. The low energy non-bonding to pi star transitions occurs at longer wavelength than pi to pi star transitions. Usually, shorter wavelength transitions are more intense. The energy order for various transitions can be shown as sigma to sigma star, non-bonding to sigma star, pi to pi star, N to pi star. Various types of electronic transitions occurring in ultraviolet and visible spectroscopy are shown in the figure. Selection rule for electronic transitions. There are mainly two selection rules which should be followed for electronic transitions to occur. These are Laporte selection rule. According to this rule, the only allowed transitions are those which involves a change in parity, i.e. Garrett to ungarrett and ungarrett to garrett are allowed, while garrett to garrett and ungarrett to ungarrett are forbidden. Spin selection rule. According to this rule, the only allowed transitions are those which involve no change in spin state, i.e. transitions from singlet to singlet and triplet to triplet are allowed, while transitions from singlet to triplet and triplet to singlet are forbidden. Born-Oppenheimer approximation. This approximation was proposed in 1927 in the early period of quantum mechanics by Max Born and J. Robert Oppenheimer and is still indispensable in quantum chemistry. In this approximation, Born-Oppenheimer approximation, it is assumed that the motion of the nucleus and electrons in a molecule can be separated. Mathematically, the total wave function psi total can be written as product of electronic and nuclear components. Psi total is equal to psi electronics plus multiply by psi nuclear. The complication that arisen while solving the total wave function was simplified by Born and Oppenheimer in their approximation. In Born-Oppenheimer approximation, two simple steps are used to solve for the psi total. In the first step, nuclei are fixed at certain configuration, usually equilibrium configuration, and then the electronic Schrödinger wave equation is solved to get the wave function psi electronic, which depends only on the electrons. In second step, the nuclear equation is solved to get the wave function psi nuclear, which depends only on nuclei. Application of bond open-air approximation can be discussed by taking benzene as an example. Benzene contains 12 nuclei and 42 electrons. It has a total of 162 variables, 36 for the nuclei and 126 for the electrons. In order to obtain the energy and wave function of this molecule, it is necessary to solve time-independent Schrödinger wave equation. For benzene, this equation is a partial differential eigenvalue equation in 162 variables that contain the spatial coordinates of the electrons and nuclei. During solution, in the first step, the nuclei are fixed in equilibrium configuration, and then the electronic wave function is solved, psi electronic. As the nuclei are fixed, so the wave function depends only on 126 electronic coordinates. In the second step, only the nuclei is considered, so the wave function depends only on 36 nuclear coordinates. In this way, the solution was made simpler in bond open-air approximation. The approximation is an important tool for quantum chemistry as well as molecular spectroscopy. Under this approximation, it is quite easier to get the wave function of larger molecule. On the other hand, if this approximation is not considered, then only the wave function of the lightest molecule, i.e. H2, can be solved. The success of BO approximation is due to the large difference between the masses of the nuclei and the electrons. Vibrational core structure. The electronic, vibrational and rotational energies of molecule are completely independent of each other, and hence the total energy of a molecule may be given as E total is equal to E electronic plus E vibration plus E rotation. In the terms of wave number, the above equation may be written as E total is equal to E electronic plus E vibration plus E rotation per centimeter. Thus, a change in total energy of the molecule may be written as delta E total is equal to delta E electronic plus delta E vibration plus delta E rotation per centimeter. The approximate magnitude of changes generated by the electronic, vibrational and rotational energies are delta A electronic is approximate to delta E vibration multiplied by 10 raised to power 3 is approximate to delta E rotation into 10 raised to power 6. From the above magnitude, it can be mentioned here that the vibrational changes will produce a coarse structure while the rotational changes will produce a fine structure in the spectra of electronic transition. Thus, in order to understand the coarse structure in the spectra of electronic transitions, it is important to ignore the rotational changes. Hence, without taking the rotational changes into consideration, equation 1 may be written as E total is equal to E electronic plus E vibration per centimeter. Again, the pattern of vibrational energy level is given by this equation, where V is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Omega E is equal to the oscillation frequency expressed in wave number, also called vibrational wave number. Xc is the corresponding enharmonicity constant. Combining the above equation, we get E total is equal to E electronic plus V plus 1 by 2 omega E minus V plus 1 by 2 square omega E Xc per centimeter. For two arbitrary values of E electronic, the vibrational core structure of the band formed during electronic absorption from the ground state V is equal to 0 to highest stake V dash as shown in figure. From the figure, it is clear that the spacing between the upper vibrational level are smaller than that between the lower. This is because an excited electronic state generally corresponds to a weaker bond in a molecule and hence have smaller vibrational wave number. The spacing between these lines decreases with increase in frequency. This is due to anharmonicity of the upper state vibration, which causes the excited vibrational level to converge. Conventionally, the transitions are represented as V dash to V double dash, i.e. 0 to 0, 1 to 0, 2 to 0, etc. Under high resolution, the lines formed from different transitions are seen as separate lines. However, under the low resolution, a set of lines appear as diffused and broad, and hence such a set is called a band. Moreover, in a set of lines, as the value of V dash increases by 1 unit, so such a set of lines is called V dash progression. The study of band spectrum enables one to get the values of vibrational wave number and anharmonicity constant for both the ground as well as excited electronic state, and also the separation between the electronic states. Frank-Cordon principle. The Frank-Cordon principle describes the intensities of vibronic transitions or the absorption or emission of a photon. Vibronic transitions are the simultaneous changes in electronic and vibrational energy levels of a molecule due to the absorption or emission of a photon of the appropriate energy. During an electronic transition, a change from one vibrational level to another will be more likely to take place if the two vibrational wave functions overlap more significantly, as the mass of the nuclei are quite larger than that of the electrons and electronic transitions takes place quite faster. So the nuclear configuration almost remains same during the transition. Thus, the Frank-Cordon principle may be stated as the electronic transitions take place so rapidly that a molecule undergoing vibration does not change its internuclear distance significantly during the transitions. Thank you.